In a Trump-Vance administration, would you use the FDA to block access to this drug?
Well, no. What the president has said very clearly is that abortion policy should be made by the states, right? You, of course, want to make sure that any medicine is safe, that it's prescribed in the right way, and so forth. But the president wants individual states to make these decisions because, look, Margaret, California is going to have a different abortion policy from Ohio, which is going to have a different abortion policy from Alabama.
But that was actually different because after Dobbs, the Supreme Court took up this case.
Yeah, but like
they viewed it as different.
Sure, but like you said, on a matter of legal standing. But I think that what we really want is when states and voters in those states make decisions, we of course want the states and the federal government to respect those decisions. And that's what President Trump has said is consistently, we need to get out of the culture war side of the abortion issue. We need to let the states decide their specific abortion policy. And look, what President Trump and I want to do on family policy is make it easier for families to start in the first place.
So at his presser this past week, Donald Trump seemed to indicate he was open to restrictions on mifepristone. He was asked by a reporter about this, and he said there are many things on a humane basis that you can do, but also give a vote. So he did seem to be indicating he's open to restrictions on this particular drug.
First of all, even some of the reporters who were in the room at that press conference said it wasn't clear what the reporter was asking. Maybe he couldn't hear that person super clearly. So I don't want to put words in President Trump's mouth. What he has said very clearly in the debate is that he agrees with the Supreme Court decision, but more importantly, he wants these decisions to be made by the states.
You personally signed on as a senator to a letter to the DOJ demanding it shut down all mail order abortion operations under the Comstock Act. So would you seek to enforce that law differently?
Well, what we said in that letter, Margaret, is that we want doctors to prescribe this stuff to ensure that it's safe. I mean, we do this with antibiotics, we do this with a lot of antidepressants, and we just want the FDA to make sure that doctors are prescribing this in a safe way. That's all that we ever said, and I believe that that is how President Trump feels about this, is again, you want the states to make these determinations. You also want to make sure the FDA is ensuring that these medications are safe for anybody who's taken them.
It's been on the market for decades, and the FDA does say it is safe, but
antibiotics are safe, but we want to make sure they're prescribed by doctors and that doctors are properly monitoring this stuff so that people don't get hurt. And
of course,
Margaret, we've talked now, I think, for 6 questions about abortion.
I'm still trying to get a clear answer. So for an FDA commissioner that you would be part of choosing, where that commissioner stands on this drug, would that determine whether or not they are chosen to be put in this key role?
I think President Trump has clearly said there are no litmus tests on this particular issue. He just wants to make sure that drugs are safe and effective before they're out there in the market. And of course, that doctors are properly controlling this stuff so that people don't get hurt. And again, Margaret, I mean, we talk about abortion. I think President Trump's views on abortion are extremely clear.